Hello guys, welcome back to another video on the channel, and today we're going to be doing our game week 7 predictions of the Premier League. And yeah, it's going to be mental. Very excited. There's some corkers and some average games, but should we start off with the first game? 12:30 kickoff, Fulham versus Chelsea. And Chelsea, on the other hand, I think we're recording this while they're playing Dynamo, Greg or something like that, and they're 1-0 down inside probably about 20 minutes, 25 minutes. So because I'm recording, they're 1-0 down. There's a goal I've got it on my phone, so I'll tell you. But it is 1-0 to Dynamo. So Chelsea are losing in the first game of the Champions League as we currently speak. Fulham should get into the Prem with Fulham last result was 2-1 over Tottenham, 2-1 loss over Tottenham. So it's not a bad result for Fulham. Tottenham away is a tough match. They're a strong side, Tottenham as well. It's always going to be tough. So to be fair, 2-1 down, 2-1 loss isn't the worst. But they've got to go into this game against Chelsea. But Mitrovic has been on fire. He's been honestly fantastic. They've got some good players for them. But on the other hand, Chelsea winning 2-1 over West Ham. They are saving them. And Kai Havertz masterclass. I think it was Kai Havertz and Ben Chilwell. They were 1-0 down in 12 minutes. They turned it around to score 2 goals to 2-1. So, and then they got saved by VAR. So, very interesting. Fulham at home. That's the key there. Fulham at home. I think Mitrovic will carry on his super form. I don't think Chelsea have been brilliant. I think Fulham have not been bad. Fulham sit 10th, Chelsea sit 6th. I think Mitrovic gets daily goal. I don't know. I'm only going to go 2-1. If I do go 2-1, it's because it's Chelsea. And they have enough quality. Is 1-1 or 2-1 Chelsea? 2-1 Chelsea. I'll go for it. 2-1 to Chelsea. Huge result for Chelsea. That would boost their confidence. I'll be on 13 points. I only go to 4th. And Brighton and Man United probably going to pick up more points. So, yeah, Chelsea, they need to start winning games, and that'd be a good start. Moving on to Bournemouth versus Brighton. Bournemouth just beat Nottingham Forest 3-2 in an absolute cracking game. And Brighton thrashed Leicester 5-2. I think Brighton, one of the free kicks was absolutely fantastic. I think McAllister's free kick was absolutely fantastic. McAllister's free kick was brilliant. I know it's Leicester, but still Brighton absolutely fantastic. Leicester having a shocking start to the season. Brighton fantastic, absolutely brilliant. They're quick transition. They won't be happy that I conceded 2, but they scored 5, so it's not the end of the world. And they were 1-0 down in 1 minute, and then Luke Thomas they went 2-2, 3-2, 4-2, 5-2. Like honestly, Brighton's gone on a rampage. 64th minute, 71 minute, and 97th minute to win it. It was brilliant. I don't think it was McAllister. I think it's either McAllister or Trossard. But anyway, brilliant result for Brighton. Bournemouth are in the mud, really. Like they're 13th with 7 points. But Forest win, West Ham win, or Villa win, or something like that. They're right back down. They need to start picking up more points, and it was not convincing against Nottingham Forest. It was definitely not convincing against Forest as well. But Brighton, strong side, sit 4th in the Champions League spots right now, and I don't see them losing it. I think they'll just keep getting in their goal difference. 3-0 Brighton. They surely should win this game. Surely, look at the stats, and you look at the way they're literally on opposite ends of the table. Bournemouth are literally 3 points off of relegation. Brighton are 2 points off top. So you've got to think about it in that way. And yeah, moving on to Leicester City versus Aston Villa. Leicester are winless in 6. Villa have won 1 in 6. Two teams not looking great. In the table, Villa sits 17th, just avoiding relegation. Leicester are 20th, 1 point all season. Shipped 16 goals this season, scored 8, minus 8 goal difference. 1 draw, and that was the start of the season. They lost 5 in a row. And I think whoever loses this, Steven Gerrard loses this, his job is majorly at risk. Brendan Rodgers loses this, I'm afraid he could get sacked. 7 games in and you've lost 6. That's us right there. That's literally it. But Villa, come on. Let's be serious. Villa just drew against Man City at home. Leon Bailey. I had him in my FPL, but I had him on my bench. For crying out loud. I had him on my bench. I of course had him on my bench. And I had Ben Rama, who did absolutely nothing. Villa 1-1. Leicester 5-2 loss to Brighton. It's not looking great. Brighton Leicester just look out of ideas. Literally being saved by Madison free kicks, and hasn't really done anything. So Villa actually have been winless in 4. They won the second game and lost 2-0 to Bournemouth, and they beat Everton 2-1. Like maybe the season's back, and then they just lose, and then they draw the last game though. Leicester, look at that. Poor. For me, 1-0 Aston Villa. It's going to be the most boring game. Both teams just look shocking. So why score? Why are they going to score when they've been absolutely woeful all game, all season? For me, has to be a 1-0. If Leicester could win here, that'd be absolutely massive. But I just don't see it happening. Moving on to Liverpool versus Wolves. Wolves getting their first win of the season over Southampton 1-0, and Liverpool drawing to Everton 0-0. Wolves at 14th, 1 win all season, 1 win, 3 draws, 2 losses. With Liverpool, 2 wins, 3 draws, and 1 loss. So Liverpool's at 7th. Wolves at 14th. Liverpool, both these teams have not looked fantastic this season. Both these teams aren't, doing, brilliantly. I can just see this game being 2-0 Liverpool. I think it'll be a Diaz masterclass. Diaz goal and a Salah goal. Diaz Salah masterclass. 2-0. I just think Liverpool have enough. That Anfield as well, which gives them that home advantage. They also got, they just look good as well, Liverpool. So I think that has to come into consideration. Liverpool very unlucky against Everton. Pickford made some absolutely worldies, and so did Alisson. So that game could have been a corker. It was a corker. One of the best 0-0s. Hello guys, welcome. Alright. So it was a cracking 0-0 draw. I think Everton probably happy with the two teams. I think Pickford did very well. But for me, definitely 2-0 Liverpool. Moving on to Southampton versus Brentford. Southampton losing to Wolves 1-0, and Brentford winning 5-2 over Leeds United, which was a huge result. It's currently Brentford. It's 8th v 12th. 2 points separate these two sides. It's going to be an absolute brilliant corker game. It's going to be a corker of a game. Brilliant. Hopefully loads of goals, and 7th at home. I think Brentford looked decent. 5-2 win over Leeds is absolutely huge. Ivan Toney hat-trick. For me, Southampton 1, Brentford 3. I think Brentford will get the win. I think Brentford looked good. They look like a decent side, Brentford, and yeah, they're 8th right now. They're looking good, Brentford. They're looking good. Moving on to the best game of the week, in my opinion, Manchester City versus Tottenham. Tottenham coming off of a 2-1 win over Fulham. City a 1-1 draw over Villa. If City had won that game, they would have been top of the table. But no, same points. 7 goal difference separates these two sides. 1 point off first, which is Arsenal. What a game this is shaping up to be. The 5:30 kickoff. 5:30 is always one of like the biggest games, and this is definitely one of them. City v Tottenham, second v third. Literally, City 1-4, drawn 2. Tottenham the same, of course the same. They're both unbeaten in 6. That run could end if they draw. If they don't draw. So if it's a draw, the unbeaten run continues. If they don't draw, one of these teams' unbeaten run will end. They still, if you lose this, and Brighton will go ahead of you, and Man United could go ahead of you. So absolutely huge. And then Chelsea could go a point behind you. So this is an absolute critical game here. Man City have the advantage at home. They still have that's De Bruyne, Erling Braut Haaland. I think it's either 9-6 or 10-6, something like that. No, we have the stats on it. 10-6. The second is 6-6, which is Mitrovic, a goal a game for Mitrovic, which is very good for Fulham. But Haaland, the record amount of goals is, I think it's 34. I think I read somewhere. Haaland could definitely beat that. He's already got 10 goals in 6 games, 2 hat tricks already. You got Haaland, but for Tottenham you have Kane, Son. He may not have been living up to his best so far, but still we've got Son, Kulusevski. But Tottenham, they look good. They do look good. City though look fantastic. I know they came back off a 1-1 draw with Villa, but still. Plus, both these sides do have a Champions League match. I think tomorrow. No, one today, one tomorrow. So I think City. I don't know. I'm gonna go for 2-2 draw. No. Make it interesting. A 3-2 Tottenham. It'll be an absolute corker. I think it was 3-2 the last time they played. I think Kane got a last minute winner or something like that. It's absolutely crazy. But yeah, moving on to Arsenal versus Everton. Arsenal just come back with a 3-1 loss over Man United. Their first loss of the season. Their unbeaten run ends when Everton's didn't even start. Two losses and 4 draws. So Everton are becoming the draw specialists. Everton's 16th on 4 points, with Arsenal first on 15 points. So 11 points separates these two sides. Everton look decent, and they do look quite good, to be fair, for Everton. A draw against Liverpool is a huge draw against Liverpool. With Arsenal, a 3-1 loss over Man United. On the 4 Man United are on, that's not a bad result at the Old Trafford, the Theatre of Dreams. It's not awful. No, they could have won that game. But yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. At home, Arsenal just have it. I think Jesus could have a brilliant game here. 2-0 Arsenal. A strong result for Arsenal. I think they'll do it but got to watch out for Everton. They've got a few decent players. Pickford's a good goalie. He's a very good goalie. And Demarai Gray's decent. Pickford into Demarai Gray is a very good strat. But yeah, moving on to West Ham versus Newcastle. West Ham coming off a 2-1 loss over Chelsea. Newcastle a 0-0 draw over Palace. But it was like 43 shots, 42 shots, something like that. 42 shots. which was absolutely mental. 42 shots in a 0-0, which is absolutely mental. West Ham are not having the great season. I think they're in the relegation zone. Yeah, the 18th. Newcastle are 11th. So Newcastle looking quite good, but 3 points separates these two sides. So Newcastle aren't doing as well as you think they would. You know, they've only had one win all season. 4 draws and a loss. So, you know, they are only 8 points off top, but that's because it's the start of the season. Newcastle, they've only won one all season. One instead was better than Coventry, but you know, if we are hyping them up and they've only won one all season, it's a bit I don't feel like it. But West Ham, I think they should be beating West Ham. The thing is, to be fair to Newcastle, they are getting points against teams which they shouldn't. I think they drew against City 3-3. Due to Brighton 0-0, big result. Drew City 3-3. Drew to Wolves 1-1. They lost to Liverpool, but that's because of the stupid referee mistake. And they drew to Palace. So, to be fair, it's not bad draws. You've got to think about it, but you've got to beat West Ham. And I think they will. 2-1 Newcastle. Strong result. They do look like a strong side, Newcastle. So, for me, they'll definitely get the 3 points. Moving on to Crystal Palace versus Manchester United. Man United, 2 losses at the start of the season. It was all crumbling until Liverpool. It's a good short video, guys. They beat Liverpool 2-1. Absolutely massive. And that just carried on the trend, you know. 2-1 win, 1-0 win, 1-0 win, 3-1 win. Man United are doing it convincingly, apart from Arsenal, but they're not doing that mega convincingly. But they're winning games. And now they sit in 5th. 4 wins, 2 losses. They haven't drawn all season. And Palace is at 15th with 6 points, 1 win, 3 draws, and 2 losses. They lost Arsenal, drew to Liverpool, beat Villa, lost to Man City, drew to Brentford, drew to Newcastle. So 6 points, not all too fantastic for Palace. 1-1 all season. But they're getting points against teams which are hard teams to get points against. And they nearly beat City because of Haaland. You know, they beat Villa 3-1 convincingly. Like, this team's good, but for me, Man United will do it again. 1-0. I think Rashford, this is good for the World Cup. Rashford is having an absolute masterclass. He's been fantastic recently. I think he could get on the score sheet here. But yeah, 1-0 Man United. Moving on to the last game, and I think it's a game Leeds have to win. They dropped quite they just dropped a lot with 2 wins, 2 draws, 2 losses. Literally 2-2-2, 10-10, 0-8. It's an interesting season for Leeds. Scored 10, conceded 10. No, they beat Chelsea beat Chelsea 3-0 and then lost to Brighton. Drew to Everton and lost to Brentford 5-2. I think it's going downhill for Leeds. But this could be going uphill with Forest 3 losses on the bounce. Absolutely huge. Leeds will do it. And Forest's woes will continue. So yeah, that wraps up my predictions. Shall we get into it? With 2-1 Chelsea, 3-0 Brighton, 1-0 Villa, 2-0 Liverpool, 3-1 Brentford, 3-2 Tottenham, 2-0 Arsenal, 2-1 Newcastle, 1-0 Man United, and 2-0 Leeds United. So yeah, that is my predictions. And yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.